What's up, guys? So I know what you think. Title, Bitcoin breaks above 30K. Crazy, of course, but why is that exactly bad news for altcoins? Doesn't make sense, right? It does. Let me tell you why. But let's start with the good news, of course, because I don't want to come over like I'm one big pessimist in this crypto space. I mean, breaking that 30K is beautiful. It goes a little above my expectations, to be completely honest, because Bitcoin is, you know, this $29,000 level is big resistance, right? We had a lot of support here, basically, and now we broke above it. Now, it doesn't mean this can just turn out to be a fake out. We really want to see this sustain, of course, right? And we managed to get to 30,400. Well, that part was already a fake out so far. But who knows how far this might go, right? And a retest to 28.5 doesn't seem that unlikely to me, to be honest. But the good news, I mean, we made a new cycle high again, and it's looking fantastic when it comes to that. If you look at the previous cycle, for example, 2019, let's put it right there. You know, Bitcoin also, after the major crash, we went up, and in this period of time, in the last cycle, Bitcoin had a pretty nasty run right here, and all the, you know, major resistances basically were just broken in a single attempt, right? So the bulls are just very strong right here, and the bears are losing some steam right now, but it doesn't mean this will last forever, of course. I mean, even in the biggest bull markets, there are red days. So I'm really curious to see how the bull market is going to do whenever that occurs. But Bitcoin is looking good. What I said in yesterday's video is the total 3, which these are altcoins, right? Which I said, like, altcoins are still going down, right? If you look at this chart for Bitcoin, sorry for all the drawings, but look at this yellow line, this diagonal line. Bitcoin broke it long ago, right? And now, from the moment we kind of broke it, we are sitting, well, 50% above the breakout. Well, not the breakout, but where we retested, right? So Bitcoin is far above that. If we, however, look at the total 3, which is everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum, we are still in that trend, right? And we are now attempting another breakout. But I don't want to cheer too soon, because that's also what we tried last week before we got back in it. So it doesn't mean that you know, it's too early for me to celebrate, but we have to see how the day ends, and especially the week, of course. What I would like to see is 2 weeks, 2 weekly candles, confirmation above it, and then we can talk. However, I still think that this is bad news for altcoins. And why do I say that? Well, what Benjamin Cohn pointed out, and he's completely correct about that. I mean, you can be correct or wrecked, but he's making a good point, and what he's saying is basically that if you look at the Bitcoin chart right here, we had these November highs basically, right before the FTX crash, where Bitcoin was sitting at $21,000. We crashed, and in January especially we pumped, and we basically kept on pumping, right? And we are now 42% above the November highs. If we take a look at altcoins, we have the November highs right here, and we are sitting at that same level. So it's easy to say that Bitcoin is pumping 40% above these highs, but altcoins might as well did not. You could have bought altcoins right here, right? Or here. It doesn't matter. But overall, you wasted almost half a year of not making any gains overall, right? Unless you were lucky and you had the right altcoins, of course. But overall, altcoins did not do anything. And of course, there are people that bought the dip here, and they say like, oh, altcoins are doing so great. Overall, altcoins are even at the same level they were a year ago. So the altcoin market is not moving at all, basically. So I really would like to see a breakout from altcoins. And yeah, usually altcoins follow Bitcoin, definitely. So the fact that Bitcoin already broke out of this, maybe altcoins have a delayed effect. That's definitely possible. But there's a chart that concerns me a little bit, and that's the Bitcoin dominance. So I said that the Bitcoin dominance, we are in this range for 2 years now, since April 2021, basically. So for 2 years, and we go to the upside a couple of times, we go to the downside a couple of times, but overall it's ranging in between, right? It's nothing special. Anytime we are here and we go down, that's where altcoins run against Bitcoin. And every time we are here and we go up, that's where Bitcoin runs against altcoins. So as you can see, basically since last year, September, you can also say November, by the way, Bitcoin has been heavily outperforming altcoins. And it was good to be in Bitcoin. Now, like I said, if I want to just follow the range, then therefore I started this trading challenge for myself. Here I converted some Bitcoin into altcoins at 747 point something percent. It's now a little bit higher, so bad luck for now, but it's a longer term trade. And what I'm putting a little money on is the fact that this will play out, right? So we have altcoins now. If it goes down, then my altcoins are worth a lot more Bitcoin. Here, I will convert them into Bitcoin. If it goes up, I'm gonna make, you know the deal. However, it's not impossible for the dominance to also break out right now. And if that happens, then altcoins are in trouble, right? And why do I expect that might happen? Well, at a certain point it will. And it might just be now, right? So the problem here is if this happens, right? If this happens, let's say something like this happens, breakout, right? Because Bitcoin keeps on running. Let's say that Bitcoin keeps on running and the Bitcoin dominance follows, right? That means that altcoins will get destroyed on their Bitcoin pair. And you can look at the chart right here and you see that altcoins on their dollar pair are doing well overall, right? They're doing quite well. But if you go to the red numbers, you see again, basically every altcoin on its Bitcoin pair, right? So altcoins are again bleeding against Bitcoin. So although it's nice that you see your altcoin make a couple percent, if you were in Bitcoin, you would have made more money. Plus, you can now buy that altcoin that you want for the same amount of Bitcoin. You can get more altcoins. So that's still the thing. And a lot of these altcoins, they just hanging on tight support, or they already broke it. I have a good example of one altcoin right here that broke. Well, Atom, for example, weak at the moment. Chainlink is not doing so well. So it's not looking so good in that case. And what might happen if Bitcoin decides to break out any further and Bitcoin dominance does the same, then we have a problem. Because then what might happen, then if Bitcoin corrects, so if Bitcoin goes down, then the dominance might go down, but then it finds this area as support, right? And if it bounces off there while Bitcoin is going down and the dominance is going up, then altcoins are getting completely destroyed on their Bitcoin pair. But if Bitcoin is already going down against the dollar, then yeah, I mean, if your altcoin is worth less against Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is already worth less against the dollar, then you will see a big altcoin capitulation. And that's something that I do keep in consideration as a possibility. So I will have some cash on the sideline. And it makes a lot of sense for it to happen because we are still in this range. And that could be that could line up with the fact that altcoins will find a new low before we break out, and maybe fake out below it, I don't know, but I think this range hasn't really played out yet, to be honest. Now, what could cause altcoins to go up? Well, what could cause altcoins to go really up is that the Bitcoin dominance goes down while Bitcoin keeps on going up. If that happens, that's an insane move for altcoins. But so far, it's not really what happens. Look, if we check this out, this is the altcoin dominance, the Bitcoin dominance. If we overlay the Bitcoin price on it, right? So if we overlay the Bitcoin price, you will see that as soon as Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin, as soon as Bitcoin started going up, you see that the Bitcoin dominance also started going up. It's for now very likely that so far the Bitcoin dominance is in line with Bitcoin dollar. However, there is something to it, and that's if we go back to 2019, the same level as where we are right now. Here was the breakout of Bitcoin. This is kind of where we are right now, right? April, whatever. This. What happened right here? Bitcoin went up, right? Until this point, $11,000. But the dominance didn't stop there. So the problem is that whenever Bitcoin decided to correct to the downside, the dominance still went up a lot. And even after that went just basically a little sideways. So this was the period where Bitcoin for then topped out, where altcoins got completely destroyed. I bet you that July 2019, if we take a look at the total 3 back then, July 2019, that's here, the total 3, so this is the altcoin market, right? The total 3 did this. In July 2018, here was the altcoin market at around 100 billion. And what happened basically, it went all the way down, still from there, to 28 billion. So basically 4 times as low. Right? That's kind of insane. That's kind of insane. So it's not that that I think that you know. Wait, did I say that right? By the way, that was the Bitcoin dominance right here. 2019. I fucked that up. I'm not gonna do that over. I'm human. I make mistakes. So 2019 July. Okay, the total 3 July 2019. That was here. So again, from 100 billion, give or take, and it went all the way down. Well, yeah, again, to 28. Yeah, 28. It had the same freaking move. So again, anyway, 4 times as low, right? So although Bitcoin has found its bottom already, here was where Bitcoin had its bottom, right? As you can see right here. And Bitcoin went a lot higher. I mean, the bottom for Bitcoin was $3,200, right? And the low after that was $5,000, more than $5,000, right? While in the meantime, from that point, the altcoin market went a lot lower, right? And that's just because the dominance kept on running while Bitcoin was having a break, to call it like that, just having a break. So I am kind of in the camp that that's a possibility that might happen, right? So I don't really want to cheer too soon. Now, I'm not saying that altcoins could fall that much again in this cycle, because this cycle we have better altcoins. People believe in it more. I do believe in diminishing losses, but it doesn't mean we can't go down. So I think that people that are now calling for an alt season should be a little careful that this might happen again, right? So, and like I said, the only thing basically that will give us an alt season is if the Bitcoin dominance goes down while Bitcoin keeps on going up. Yeah, that's not the most likely scenario to happen. Definitely not. Like I said, at a certain point we will break out. Maybe it's going to play out now. Maybe it's going to play out next year. I expect this more, but I definitely want to keep consideration that it's also possible that it happens right now. Now, if just some scenarios, what I would do, okay? If I would have Bitcoin What should I? What would I do now? Well, if I already did it, but if I still would have Bitcoin that I feel like I want to trade with, I will convert a part, keep that in mind, of my Bitcoin into good altcoins. Just in case this move is going to play out. And forget what Bitcoin dollar or altcoin dollars are doing. It doesn't matter. This is that your altcoins are going to be worth more against Bitcoin. So you really, if you put one Bitcoin into altcoins right here, you can get 2 or 3 Bitcoin out of here. Maybe. I don't know, something like that. But it's a big move. Right? So that's what I would do. If I now have altcoins, what would I do? I wouldn't really do anything. I would not really do anything, because I will convert my Bitcoin into altcoins anyway. So if I have altcoins, I will leave it and see what happens. Now, what if I have cash? Because I saw someone in our Telegram group. If you didn't join it yet, by the way, link down below. Very nice place. But if you have cash, and someone said like, yeah, Bitcoin, should I just buy it? I think I wanted to buy it at around 20K, but I don't think it's ever coming back there. Doesn't matter. There's a chance it will go back to 20K, but even if it doesn't, why should you buy right now? You have to ask yourself, will Bitcoin ever get lower than where it is right now? Well, the chance is very likely that it will, right? Whether it's 28K, 26K, 25K, 22K, or all the way down to 16K, you're now buying the top if you buy right now, right? And you buy gambling on the fact that it will go up further. But how much further can it really go up? It's not really a bull run yet, right? I mean, it's very comparable. What we see right now is very comparable so far to this move, right? But what if we are here now? Here. Can't you just better wait until we go down here or maybe here, right? And the higher we go, the more risk you take and the less reward you get. So if I would have cash now, I would honestly, I would put it in a Bitcoin short, bro. I mean, yeah, set your stop losses, of course, because, yeah, we can break out. But come on. It is at a resistance level right now. And I've drawn it like this, right? But nevertheless, where we are right now could still be a fake out, right? And that this is the range, right? So I honestly, I would not buy anything right now. Definitely not altcoins. Like I said in yesterday's video, that's just stupid if you buy altcoins right now. If you're now buying altcoins, you did not do a proper research. I'm tell you like that. But like I said, and I want to repeat it once for the people that haven't seen it or maybe need some need to hear it again. If this is the range for altcoins, just look what Bitcoin did. Look what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin was in that same range, right? Bitcoin was in that same damn range. And what Bitcoin did is it broke out, right? So why would you buy right here now? Because it also can get a rejection, right? If it breaks out, it usually retests, right? And in that case, you're buying at the same level, or maybe even lower, but not with the risk that this big line is resistance, but support. Buy the retest, then go up. So for altcoins, I would say like, yeah, why would you buy one when we are, you know, knocking at resistance door, right? The door is halfway open. It doesn't mean we are coming in yet, right? Why would you buy right there? If you really want to buy it, okay, wait for it to confirm. We always have corrections. Anytime, any period, bull, bear, crap market, doesn't matter. We will have corrections. And once it retests, then buy. That's the best way, the safest way, and you will probably get a cheaper entry as well, right? So I'm still in the opinion that we will get better entries in the crypto market, and don't let these, like 30K is a big psychological level, of course, and I know it looks like you missed out on a lot, but then again, we were hovering here for a while, for a couple of weeks, right? And nobody really said like, oh, should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy Bitcoin? Everybody was just like, Bitcoin is not doing anything. And now it broke out by like 5% and people feel FOMO already. Like, okay, wait, it's just 5%. Don't look at this 30K. It's nice psychological level, definitely, and that does something. But if you look percent-wise, it's just 5%. It's not that much. Don't FOMO for 5%. So I would still be a little careful, to be honest, but the market is showing strength. But then again, I know it's not 2019 right here. It's not, okay? But it doesn't mean it can't play out like 2019. So let's say that this is where we are right now. I don't think that this is exactly where we could also be here, right? We still can go up. But look what just happened in 2019. People felt FOMO right here. People bought right here, right? And what happened after that, we came down 70%. 71%. That's basically the same as the top of the bull run to, well, in the middle of the FTX crash, which was not that long ago, right? If we are going to do what 2019 did, then this move is going to happen again, right? But then from this point. So yeah, 70% from here. That would mean a big fat new low, right? Now, I'm not saying we will fall 70% from here. That's not realistic because in this cycle, we first went up 330%, right? Now, that's not what we have seen. 330% would put it somewhere around, again, 70K or so, right? So that's not what's going to happen. But my point is we can always still see a big crash. I got some questions sometimes, people saying like, yeah, but you know, what if we will see a recession? And I don't know, man. If there's a recession coming, which is possible, that won't be good for the market. But that will be the narrative for this move. This move had its narrative back then, right? In the cycle before that, we did basically the same, right? We also found the bottom. We went up all the way to $300, and we came all the way down to 160. We lost like almost 50% right there. Right? Whatever the narrative was exactly at that point, don't remember. But that could be the narrative for the move that could happen right now, if it happens. Right? But, you know, are we going to see new lows because of that? Some people say yes. Some people say a double bottom. I think a double bottom is the worst we will see. And my theory is pretty simple. I mean, I said it before. We had so much stuff. We had 3AC, Celsius, Luna, FTX. We had a recession, war, COVID, inflation. We have so much fucking stuff. And if you then look at what Bitcoin did in this cycle, then I feel like, where the fuck is it? I want to show you price range. If you then look what Bitcoin did in this cycle, Bitcoin went down 77%, right? Well, in other cycles, Bitcoin went down 84%. You know, in the cycle before that, Bitcoin went down 86%. So badass bear market, you know, and there's now so much fucking shit going on, sorry to put it like that, and Bitcoin is having its best bear market by far, I can tell you, because I can tell you that if Bitcoin would have gone down 86 or 84% like the other bear markets did, you know what that did? 86% would be 9K. Right? 84% would be 10K. But we went to 15.5. Right? That's a big difference. That's a really huge difference. Right? So is a recession really enough to compete with all of these events that already happened? And I mean, it's now sitting at 30K. The higher we go, the harder it is for us to make new lows, to be honest. Right? So I don't know. I don't see a new low for Bitcoin myself. But yeah, it's dangerous to say that on camera because I can't be sure, of course. Please keep that in mind. Don't do anything based on what I just said. But I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't mean we cannot go a lot lower from here. So I'm definitely prepared for that. Same case we won't. Same case we won't. Same case we will go a little sideways for the rest of the year, right? And then next year, June, give or take, really moon. But in the meantime, I am really careful with altcoins. So I'm prepared for both moves. My biggest bag, I have a lot of stables still. I have a small bag of altcoins that I'm willing to trade if the Bitcoin dominance goes down, and I still have a bag of Bitcoin in case the Bitcoin dominance really shoots up. So, you know, I'm prepared for everything. And if the market really rallies, we go into a full bull run, then my Bitcoin bag goes up and my altcoin bag goes up as well. So I'm cool with that. And then my cash bag, whatever, then I have some cash extra. It's always good to have some extra cash, right? Who cares? Because I'm making money with that move up anyway. And if everything goes to shit, then I'm having some temporary losses with my Bitcoin and my altcoins. But I have my cash. So yeah, it's kind of how you prepare, in my opinion. So I want to leave it here. I'm doing an extra video today about my Launchpad challenge, which is going to be very interesting. So definitely check that out. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please, I have to do this, of course. Like the video. Oh shit, I think I had no sound on. Well, I look stupid. It was a sound effect right there, imagine. And subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and I'll see you this afternoon.